Hey, MLM Nation, the Simon Chan. I'm back here. If you're out there, let me know where you're from. We got a great show coming up with Adam Westwick. So, Adam, hit the refresh. You should be able to see the page right now. See the post. Well, good. I'm going to hit refresh. If you're on here, let me know where you're from. And, if you have a question for Adam, a very inspiring story, someone who hit six figures in the first year, right, Adam? Six figures in a couple months. And we actually had Adam's other half on the show before, Akira, and now we're going to have him on the show. So I actually just let me share it to my page, and we'll get started in a second here. And if you're on here, give a shout out. I'm just pull up on the. Here we go. So John Melton, what's up? Baltimore's in the house. We got Gold Coast and Baltimore's in the house. All right. One last thing, Adam, close your Facebook so we don't hear the dings.
Done.
Okay. And let me know if you're ready to go.
Good to go.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. MLM Nation, this is Simon Chan. I'm fired up to bring our special guest today, Adam Westwick, out in Gold Coast, Australia. Hey, Adam, mate, are you ready to make it happen?
I was born ready, Simon. I'm pretty pumped up. I can't wait.
Adam Westwick was a former personal trainer and health studio owner who was working over 60 plus hours a week until one day he realized he could never deliver on the lifestyle of his dreams. He was never really interested in MLM, but decided to give it a look to see if he could fulfill his value of family and financial security. Today, Adam is a multiple six-figure earner, the husband of Kira Westwick, who's also been on MLM Nation on episode 297. That's actually one of my most downloaded episodes. And also the father of two beautiful girls. They live out in Gold Coast, Australia, and will be one of the featured speakers at No BS, No Hype in Australia on May 12, 13, and 14. So, Adam, I've given MLM Nation just a brief intro, but please share a little bit about your background and how, you were reluctant but finally joined MLM and really hit it pretty big pretty quickly, right? Six figures in a couple months.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I just first of all want to say a big thank you, Simon, for letting us jump on. I'm so honored. It's honestly, I think I listened to the first 2 or 3 podcasts of yours, and I'm like, all right, that's going up on my goal board. I want to be on MLM Nation one day, so it's nice to fulfill this dream. Look, I think, to be honest, I tried MLM when I was 20. In my very younger days. I've always been ambitious. I always wanted good things in life. But my experience was that it was about chasing and hunting your friends down, and I lost some friends over the time. And so I said to myself, I will never, ever do multi-level marketing again. 3 years ago, I was exposed to the company that I'm involved in now, and I'd heard about some amazing growth that had been going on, and probably as a traditional business owner, as you mentioned, working 60, 70 plus hours a week, before I became a father, I think that was okay to work that many hours and do that, and that's what you did. But once I become a dad and a partner of a beautiful girl, Kira, I wanted more in my life, and I certainly I was trying to juggle the values of family, but also the values of financial success. So I'd heard about some success in this. I'd heard about that they'd been doing some stuff using social media and internet. And I don't know, in my life, I've always been about mirror and modeling success. So I decided to come along to an event. The lady who shared the business with me said to me, hey, you just got to come and check out what these guys are up to. And I thought, you know what have I got to lose? I'm sure I'll learn something. I'm not doing that MLM thing, but I'll go and check it out. And to be honest, when I came to the event, although I was very reluctant, there was something about it that felt good. And I kind of asked myself a question, what if this thing could really give me what I'm after? I saw a young guy stand at the front of the room, and he was earning a 6-figure a month income. And I thought, if I could make 10% of what he's earning doing what he's doing, I thought, why not? And if he can do it, why not I? So I kind of went home to my wife, Kira, and I said to her, I think I'm going to do this. And she kind of laughed at me, or didn't laugh, but kind of said, are you kidding me? And I said, no, there's something about it that feels good, and I'm going to give it a go. So to be honest, it has changed our life. Within 9 months, we were able to replace the income of our traditional business, which was just a 6-figure income. And then we were able to close the doors of our traditional business, which was certainly, I think in the beginning, I wanted to become an extra income, but I think very quickly I saw that it was going to be our freedom and exit strategy. And so within 9 months, we did that. We created a six-figure a year income. And then since then, that was about 2 years ago now, closing the doors of my traditional business. And since then, it's been crazy.
Yeah. And we were introduced by Linda Evenden, a great, great leader. And she was the one, actually, she's actually watching right now. She and listening in. So she was the one who introduced you to the business, correct?
Yep.
So I think it's really inspiring because when you told me that, I think it's no wonder both of you are successful. Talk a little bit about how Linda consistently followed up with you and how she found you. Because I think sometimes people feel like, oh, I ran out of Walmart's, none of my friends wanted to join. How did Linda find you?
Yeah, look, I think 3 years earlier is when we were first exposed to the products behind the business, and we really fell in love with the product. But I was I'd had an experience, like I said, with MLM, so it's kind of like I'm never doing anything like that again. I used to joke the quickest way to lose your friends is go get yourself involved in MLM business, and so it's kind of funny when I look back at now. But I think we become really good friends with Linda and James. James and Linda are certainly some of my best friends, and Linda is like an older sister that I never had. And I think what changed and what had me become more open to it is that instead of, I think in the beginning, Linda could see what this could be for us, and there was probably like, you should do it, or like, have a look, like, and trying to kind of fill the gaps for us. But I think what became very different is Linda started to instead share stories of success that have been going on, and our company had amazing growth in the UK. And that speed and success got me very curious, and it was from those stories that I remember Linda came home from a conference, and she befriended some of these guys that had created, remarkable success in the UK. And she just said, I've got one of the guys going to Skype into my lounge room. Why don't you come over and check it out? And to be honest, I was kind of like, oh yeah, I don't know, I don't know about that. And something about it, she told me she said, go and check out this thing on YouTube. And I typed it in and I just dialed in, and I don't know why I wrote it down, but I went and watched it and it just made sense. And I think one of the things that, we often share is let the links and the events do the work. Stop trying to convince people that they need to do this, and really just, find what people are looking for and let the event do the work. And certainly that's what happened with me. And, I'll be always forever indebted to Linda and James for always keeping the light on, as we say, about what this could be for us, because, we got the opportunity. It's my 40th birthday week this week, and we just had a weekend with all our best friends, Linda and James included. And there's no way we could have been able to do what we did without this vehicle and what this business has become for us. So, I'll always be indebted.
So how did Linda follow up with this? So you were a customer for 3 years. Did she drop by? How did she stay in touch with you without being annoying and pestering? Because some people feel like, I don't want to bother my friends, right?
We just become really good friends. We stay connected. It stopped being about about the company. It became more about just connecting and adding value, and that's really, it just became a great relationship. And to be honest, we kind of said to her when we came across the product and the business, we said we love the product, and we really like you guys, so we would love to just stay good friends and do that. And I think that's what really, this business is a relationship business, and I think it is about timing. And probably 3 years earlier when we were first exposed, I was so focused on our traditional business, and I still had this idea that it could give us everything that we wanted. So it really wasn't the season. So I think for our relationship, it was always there. It was the stories, and it's just staying in contact and that connection. And when the timing's right, I think people show up.
So once you got started, you got to a fast start. You basically hit, 6 figures in 6 months? Is that correct?
Probably got to, I think, but within my first 7 months, I kind of got it to about a $6,000 to $7,000 a month income. And then that quickly became a $12,000 a month income combined with my wife when she finally jumped on by our 9 months. So it's kind of 6 figures within about 8 or 9 months. I think, honestly, Simon, when people ask me, what was it for you? I think the thing is I made a decision to really do this. So I decided that this was going to change our life, and I was certainly going to give it everything that it took. And, when I look back on those that are successful and those that are not, I truly believe it's those that make a decision. And we talk about 3 elements of success, and, it's certainly not my thing, but it's something Linda taught me. I remember her sharing in one of her early trainings that we did together, and she talked about these 3 elements of success. And I think the first one is desire, vision, and focus. And I was only listening to one of your podcasts, and you talked about that. It's so important to have vision about what you want this to be short term, but also what you want this to be, in the long term. And I think when you're hungry for that, then you'll show up and go for it. And that was certainly me. I just made a decision. I'm going to do this, even though my wife was she honestly thought I was crazy in the beginning. And she's like, are you sure? I don't know. What about our traditional business? What about the family? Where are you going to find the time to do this? But I just, honestly, it was kind of like, if not this, then what? What truly is going to give us the life that we're after? And I said, I got nothing to lose. I'm just going to stop watching TV. Not that I was much of a TV watcher, but I'm not watching any TV. I gave up watching football, which is a big deal for me because I love my football, and I just worked on this. And, that first 12 months has really set us up for what has been for the last couple of years since then.
So you said the 3 elements of success is desire, vision, and what's the third one?
Well, I think the first one is desire, vision, and focus. That's like all in one. I think the next element of success in our business is just be teachable. Stop. I think so many people want to recreate the wheel in life. It's like, find a model that works, mirror and model success, and just plug into it. Why kind of recreate something, and be one of the innovators rather than just mirror and model success? So certainly I think that's the second one, is be teachable. And the third one is consistency, is that you've got to treat this like a business, show up like a business. And if you treat it like a business, it'll reward you like that. If you treat it like a hobby, it'll normally cost you the time and the money like a hobby will. And I think that's the big difference between, I know for us, I said, we're going to do this. I'm going to take it all the way. I want to, I'm competitive. So it's kind of like, find someone who's doing it better than me and then try to beat them. So that's always fun.
Awesome stuff. Hey, for those on Facebook Live, let us know if you like this. If you like this, share it. That's how we know. So share it to 1 or 2 people right now. Let them know about it. We're going to go deeper into like what it means to treat like a business. So you have mentioned that, you go all out, make a decision. I hear a lot of people say that, but I think a lot of people don't really do it. So in terms of what you did, Adam, what did you mean, aside from giving up football, what do you mean by going all out and treating it like a business? What's your daily routine like?
Yeah, I think, look, first and foremost, I really got clear on what we wanted this to be. So, I mentioned before, I wanted this to replace my traditional business income. So I certainly had a month-by-month focus that I wanted to be, and that needed to be about 12 to 15,000 a month. I knew if we could get there. So I think that laser focus of get focused on what that is, that really helped me. And I think the most consistent activity is that I think the thing that I got about about our profession, and I think the thing that a lot of people, I think when you get it, that's when your business transforms, is that our business is about helping people and it's not about hunting. I think the stigma that comes with our profession is that people have this mentality that we're trying to hunt people down. It's certainly not that. I want to help people. I feel like I've got a responsibility to impact so many people's lives through health, but also through lifestyle and wealth. And I think when people get focused on that, then it's easy to do this. And for me, it's about talking to people. There's no way you can help someone if you don't know where they're at, if you don't know if they're looking for something, they're looking for a solution. So I think for me, I really got that early on. And I remember I was in my first week of doing this, and I know what I'm like if I'm going to do something, I always kind of want to be the best. I know that doesn't serve me so well, but I just want to be the best that I can be at something. And I think I remember being a week in, and I asked myself this question. I remember driving, and I said to myself, am I really going to do this thing? And because I'd had so much resistance about the profession for so long, And I kind of had this moment of like, this is everything that I've always wanted. It's kind of, I get to help people with health, which is, I think it's very important to find a company that you're aligned with and that you love the values. So for me, I love that I get to help people with health still, but the other side of it is I get to impact people's lives. I get to coach and help people impact their lives on a bigger level than just from a health point of view, from wealth. So I think when I got that, and then I just got focused and I asked myself, who could I help right now? Who do I know right now that's looking to take their health to the next level? Who do I know right now that doesn't love what they do? They're not living the ultimate life. They're just getting ahead financially. Who do I know? And it's not too hard to come across those things. Think about all the reasons why I want to do this. Who would resonate with that? And it's not the other thing that I got, it wasn't my job to go and tell them that they needed to come and do this. I often say, don't go should on everyone. You should do this, you should do that, rather than take an interest in them, find out, are they still in the same predicament, or are they still in the same life that you've always known them as? Are they looking for a solution? Do they love what they're doing? If they could find something better, would they be open to that? And when you can hear the obvious answers, because we know the answers, but you've got to get those answers first, then I said, you know what, I might have something you could be interested in. I think that's what I got very early. It's about serving and helping others, not only offer a solution, but once they see what this could be, help them raise them up and help them create what they want. And I think if you can help, more people get what they want through this vehicle, then ultimately you get what you want. And that's what this is all about. This business isn't about me. We certainly get rewarded for the impact that we have. And, I love our profession is that really the level of income that you achieve in our business is directly by the amount of people that you're impacting and changing their lives every week and every month. And the emotional revenue that comes from it, with as well as the financial, is crazy.
Really good advice. So how do you keep finding new people to help? I think that's a big important. You talk about most people, if they're hunting for prospects, right? But you're looking for people to help. So do you ever run out of people? And how do you keep that constant flow of people?
Yeah, look, I am not an internet, social media savvy type of person. If anything, I just kind of forget about that world. For me, I'm a face-to-face person. I'm interested in people. I've always done that. My wife, kind of my wife's worst nightmare. She doesn't like to talk to strangers, and all I want to do is talk to strangers. And I'm genuinely interested in people, and I feel like people can feel that when I want to ask them about, so what do you do for work and how long have you been doing that? And do you love doing that? For me personally, I like to just get out and start conversations and take a genuine interest in them. And if and only then, I think then I offer a solution, or I'm just looking for a way to connect. I'd love to stay connected. What's the best way to keep in contact with you? And I think if anything, what I use social media for is kind of just to be able to share my lifestyle, to add value. And there's no doubt many people that may not have been interested in the beginning or didn't really think it was for them. I've had many people come back to me over time. And again, that was my experience too. It's kind of catch people where they're at. And I think if you're out there connecting, whichever way you're doing this, we've got people in our team that are doing such an amazing job using social media. But at the end of the day, we're all doing the same thing, which is starting conversations. Whichever vehicle you want to use to start those conversations, by all means go for it. I think the thing is, what I'm good at is getting out and talking to strangers out and about and just looking for excuses to do that and engage with people. And it's not about my company. It's not about my product. It's not about my opportunity. It's about them. It's about them and their life. And I think that's where our focus needs to be. I think so many people put themselves under so much pressure because they've set an expectation for themselves that if they go out there, they've got to add 5 people in their prospect lead sheet today. It's kind of like, if you're relaxed and you're just genuine and you just come from a heart space of just wanting to take an interest and serve as many people as you can around you, then really I think this thing's really easy, to be honest. But I think for me, that's certainly been the number one activity, is just getting out and looking for excuses to engage and talk to people.
So good. Hey, if you like this, please share this and also type in the 1. And also, here's a bonus. If you have a specific question you want me to ask Adam, type it in on the Facebook Live. And we have time, I'll ask that question. Okay, so type them in, share it. Now, Let's talk about strangers. Because some people, maybe, like your wife, Kira, they don't like to talk to strangers. What's a good opening line? Like, if I were to go out there, maybe it's easy for you. What's a good way? Obviously, you're going to smile, you'd be interested. But how do you start a conversation with someone? What do you do say to people?
Look, I don't think there's the perfect thing to say, but I always say to people, imagine if you walked into a coffee shop, you're standing there and you saw an old school buddy you haven't seen for ages. What would you say to them? You're like, hey buddy, how are you? How's your day? What's been going on? Or it's that sort of thing. So for me, there's no perfect thing to say, but I think we all know the things to say, but it's just engage and talk. Hey, how's your day been? And then it's kind of like, what brings you here? Or you often come, like, I don't know if it's often come here, but, that sounds like a cheesy pickup line. But I think really it's just, what do you do for work? How long you been doing that for? Is that something you love? Do you have kids? Tell me. It's really just, it's asking those questions. I think, I was only thinking about this yesterday when I was talking to someone new. It's kind of like it's if you're present with somebody rather than thinking about how am I going to fit my opportunity in? How am I going to fit my product into this conversation? Then I think you do become clunky, and because you're in your head, and we often say you're in your head, you're dead. But really, when you're in your heart and you're just with them and you're engaged with them, again, it's not the conversations that I'm starting. I don't leave the door every day and say I'm going out there and I'm going to find 5 people to join my team today. That's not the expectation for me. Is I'm just going to be me. I'm going to get out there and just I'm going to just take an interest in people. And from what I know is that when you just be with people and you're genuine, people can feel that for one. Secondly, is that there are so many people out there that are looking for something better. So many people that whatever your product or service, whatever that is, there's so many people that are looking for something that can help them with that. For us, it's health. So there's so many people about that. But the other side of it is there's so many people that are not living their best life. They're working long hours. They're trying to juggle, studies and work, or mamas that are putting their kids into care. It's just asking the obvious question. When I meet a mama out and about, I say, how old are your kids? I'm obviously finding relativity, I think, is such an important thing. I'm thinking about how am I relatable to this person right now, whether it be my own personal story. For me, I've got kids. So mamas, I'm like, I got 2 girls too, I got 2 little girls, and you kind of create that rapport that way. I think if it's someone who kind of is different to me, then I probably know someone I've got a friend that's similar to you, So it's finding that relativity. I think it's an important skill to learn. I don't think it's a hard skill when you get out of your head, or something that's come natural to me. But I think there's no one question, Simon. I think that's the biggest thing. I think so many people are so like, oh, there's this, I've got to ask this question. If that question doesn't go well, it's like, oh no, what do I do now? Where I think naturally, I think we all can connect. It's just stop worrying about what people will think, for one. At the end of the day, if someone thinks you're weird because you're talking to them, honestly, I think they're weird, that they don't want to talk to anyone. I think so many of us are stuck down here, having relationships with a screen rather than with people. And it's a surprising when you actually engage and talk to people, how many people actually are up for talking. And they're like, wow, that was amazing. So, yeah. Yeah,
it's so many good nuggets. Hey, MLM Nation, that alone is worth this whole podcast. He just gave 5 minutes of great training on co-market recruiting. And I think I'm going to repeat 2 main, and of course I'm going to do a recap at the end of the show, but 2 main things. I want you to, just hit the rewind button a few times to listen to this, or type it in on Facebook Live. Number 1 is like treat people like an old buddy, school buddy you haven't seen in a long time. And number 2 is like not having the expectations to try to, I want to find prospects. I want to grow my business. Because when you're chasing money, chasing prospects, people just run away. Instead, just be genuine, be relaxed. And I think, Adam, you said it. And when you're worried about yourself, how I'm going to transition and invite the prospects, you get tongue-tied. And that's when you screw up, because you're not present, right? But if you actually didn't, it almost sounds like a paradox. If you didn't care, just talk to people like you were never in network marketing. You would probably talk to them really naturally.
Yeah, and I to extend on that too, Simon, one thing I want to share, one thing I learned is when people ask me what I do, how do I share that? I share it in a way that's attractive. I think for me, I don't share the features of what I do. When people ask me what I do, I share the benefits of what I do. So when people often ask me, what do you do? What's going on with you? Or I honestly say mainly I have an online business that I absolutely love. I get to work from home. I get to skateboard my kids to school every day. It's amazing. And then often that creates the curiosity. People are like, wow, what's your online business? And I coach and teach people how to create an income using social media and the internet. And from my experience, there's loads of people out there that are looking for a better way. And when you share it like that, honestly, so many people become more and more curious. And I think the trick is not to explain what your opportunity is, not to explain what it is, because I think it's too easily for people to say, oh, that's one of those things, and they shut the door before they even have an opportunity. And when I think about my journey, that's exactly what happened. Although I knew a lot about the business already, it was the stories that I heard, it was the event that I saw, the social proof that other people are being successful, and some of the myths were put to bed. I really got that, wow, okay, maybe this is more than what I thought it was, and maybe you don't have to become one of those people. And I think we often say, let the event do the work. You know, I've never been out and about, met someone and had them sign up to my business on the spot. So why do that? Why tell them more stuff? I think the skill is say less to more people, create curiosity, and for us, certainly let the links in the event do the work. And once they've seen that, it's about helping them build the vision more about them first. You know, what could this be for you, rather than let me tell you what this could be for you. Let them work that out for themselves.
So good. So good. Yeah, I can go on, and I'll do a recap on this. Really good nuggets here. Hey, we need to move on. Some other questions. This is actually one of my favorite questions because we all know entrepreneur is a journey, right? Up and down. You've had a lot of success, but what was your worst moment in network marketing? To the point where a lot of people have quit, but you kept going. That's why you are the leader you are today.
Yeah, I think, look, it's been an amazing journey. It's been less than 3 years. So to think that and I don't want to wish this into my life, but I think we have had an amazing journey, but there's certainly been some lessons on the way. I think about when I first did this business, MLM, and I look at what I'm doing now, what is so different. I think, one is that this business isn't about me, and it's about me trying to get people to come and do this or convince people. So I think if you're trying to convince people, you're doing it wrong. It's certainly about meet people where they're at, find what they're looking for, and offer a solution. I think that's one thing. I think also is that keep it simple. One of the biggest things, if you have to be some expert, if you have to be some rocket scientist to explain your business, explain what your products and services are, then most people look at you and say, I can't do what you're doing. And I think the biggest thing is, and, I see other people rock this industry, and when I ask the questions, what they're up to, my number one question I'm asking myself, is this duplicatable, what they're doing? And I think that's the biggest lesson that I got, is that it doesn't matter how hard I work and what I do, ultimately my business, if it's not duplicatable what I'm doing, then it's almost pointless doing it. So I think when I probably got that lesson early in this business, is that early on, it was kind of like drive it. But then when you looked into the business and as it grew, the message started to change, and the system that I knew worked probably wasn't deeper in the business. So it is about finding a duplicatable system that you can inspire, teach others to be able to teach others and teach others. And that's the magic of this business. That's why we all do this, but certainly if that's the magic, then the system and the duplication needs to be available for everyone.
Was there a specific event or like an aha moment, a light bulb moment where your business then really started taking off?
Look, there's no doubt I was able to create some reasonable success early on, and ultimately there's no doubt that having my wife come join me on this journey, Kira, was something that I always wanted. I love her to death. She's my best buddy. And we always wanted to work together. In traditional business, to be honest, was a nightmare us working together, because we kind of have similar interests. So we wanted to do the fun stuff, but not the dirty stuff. And I think, trying to convince her to come and do this would never have worked, especially my wife. And I think what I needed to do is lift the weights and really go to work and prove to myself and prove to her that this could work rather than try to convince it. I think, no doubt, I started in May 2014, and in January of 2015, she really could see what this could be. And then when we joined forces, there's no doubt our business went next level. She added so much value. We spent a bit more time on systemizing stuff because I'm kind of like just a, flight that, just she'll be right, love. We'll get it done. Where she's kind of like, hang on, we need to make sure there's some structure here. So together, it's been amazing. I think that's a big thing. There's no doubt conference. I know Linda, when she introduced me to the business, I was like 3 months into the business, and she said to me, come to the international conference in the US. And I'm like, Linda, there's no way I can go to the conference. I've got no one to run my traditional business. We've got no money. We're just getting by. There's no way I can go to conference. And she said, I know, but all those reasons why are the reasons why you got to come to conference. You get that, hey? And I'm like, I know, but I can't go. And Kira will kill me if there's no way. There's no way. And she said, I know, but you should come anyway. And so she really had to stand for me, and she said, come. And I went home with an airline ticket to the US. And honestly, Linda put her friendship with Kira on the line right there and then. But again, Linda knew the importance of seeing the big picture, and it's having a room of, 8, 9, 10,000 people in a room. And so I went to the US, and honestly, I walked around Stargaze for like 3 days. It was like a blur, but I think, I really saw the big picture. And the other thing is not only did I make a decision to come, but when I made that decision, 3 of my team, and I didn't have many team back then, 3 of my team decided to come also. And it's no coincidence that those 3 people were my wing buddies really in the first 9 to 12 months. They were the first people that reached the pinnacle position in our business after me, which is just awesome. So I think that's a big part of, what this journey is conference and getting conference. I know all the leaders talk about it, and people say, well, what is it? It's not, for me, it's never the how-to. It's this feeling that you embody, and people join your team, they join your business because of you. They can feel that you're onto something. They can see that you're going somewhere, and people want to be a part of that. So conference certainly was a big game changer for us.
There's so many lessons there. I always talk about the number one key to success, secret to success. People have always been asking me about that. And I think I really nailed down to, I used to hate that question. One secret to success. Success is working your butt off, right? Making the sacrifices. But I think the one secret to success is doing what scares you, right? I think for you at that time, number one, you're scared, of Kira's reaction to you. Linda did something scary because she put her friendship with Kira on the line. And then you did something scary. You actually went to conference with no money, and someone had to run your gyms and all that. But because you stepped out of your comfort zone, did something scary, you are where you are today. And it was a great, thank you for sharing about your 3 buddies that went with you, also became leaders who grew that. And all because you made that one decision. And so thank you for sharing that. By the way, Kira had an awesome episode. We can go on and on, talk about her, talk about how she broke out of her shell. You can check out her episode. She was on MLM Nation. And by the way, that's a great leadership too. When I approached Adam, because we were hanging out in Vegas a couple months ago, I was like, Adam, we got to get you on the show. He's like, yes, I will, but you got to hear Kira's story first. So even though you joined the business first, you had Kira on MLM Nation first. That was, hey, leaders, ladies first, right? But check out Kira's episode. It was episode 297. Just go to mlmnation.net/297. And the Linda, so it's an amazing episode 277, mlmnation.net/277. Okay, let's move on. What would you consider your proudest moment in network marketing?
Look, proudest moment. No, like one of my proudest moments is my wife and watching her shine and just come out of her shell. From the day I met her, she's the most amazing girl I've ever met in my life. And to see her shine in this space is the emotional revenue that comes with that. And it kind of makes me feel like I want to tear up about it. It's been incredible. So there's no doubt that has been huge for our relationship, for our life. For me, it's been amazing. I think the other thing is just to be able to create the life that we have. It kind of feels surreal because I think we're so conditioned the way life has to be, and this profession certainly can deliver on almost a surreal experience compared to what is the norm. So I'm certainly proud of that, and I'm proud of our team. Like just the culture and everyone's got each other's back and everyone wants to help one another. None of this is possible without our team, and that's what I'm proud of. I'm proud of the culture and the abundant mentality and the servant leaders that keep coming through our business, and it's amazing. So yeah, I think the biggest, I feel like I'm in a dream, because for so many years I worked so hard in my traditional business, and I felt like I poured my heart and soul into so many individual people. And it was hard work, where you really get rewarded. And I want to extend on this, and why I love this business is, when I thought about the success of this and I thought about my traditional business that I just got by, I think about my traditional business, all the things that I was good at, it didn't serve me, which was really, I wanted to coach everyone, help everyone, and do that and pour so much energy into individuals to help them get what they wanted out of our business. But when staff leave, they're gone forever. Where in this business, I get to coach, serve, and help people. And that literally can feed you for the rest of your lifetime. When you think about that concept and what this business has to offer, it's incredible. And the work and energy that you put into people, it really can serve you. And the emotional revenue, and to see people shine and create ultimate success in their life, to be able to, I think about the first girl that I ever shared the business with, Lauren Berry. She's such an amazing girl. She's got a huge heart and wants to serve everyone. And she came into this because she wanted to create a travel fund of an extra $6,000 to $12,000 a month, and she makes that sort of income. She wanted to make that a year. She's kind of making that a month these days. So when you get to help people do that, certainly you can't help but be proud of that.
Awesome. Very inspiring. Hey, thank you everyone for sharing this. If you like this, please share this. Kira, your wife, said stop talking. You're making her cry right now. So very proud. Hey, thank you so much. You can talk on and on, but I know your time is valuable. Before we wrap up, some really quick questions to pick your brain. Okay. And these could be short answers. So the first one is, what is one of your favorite success quotes that motivates you?
Yeah, for me, I'm about winning. So it's winners make it happen, losers let it happen. It's certainly something if you want to make life happen, then you got to do it. I love my dad so much. He passed away last year, sadly, but he made me the man I am. If you want to make shit happen in your life, then you got to be the one to go to that. And he wasn't around much. And there's a lot of me that was very angry about that, but I know he did all that to make me the man that I am today. So certainly you got to make it happen if you want to be a winner.
What's one habit that's helped you become successful?
I think just turning up every day, to be honest. It's the consistent effort of focusing on the high-paying activities in our business. And that, there's no doubt, the number one activity in our business is talking to people, engaging in people. So for me, that's the one habit. And turning up every day like it's a business, not like it's a hobby.
What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
I think the best piece of advice is certainly trust yourself, and that you don't need permission from anyone to be successful.
Good one. What's your favorite prospecting tool? Say you have a qualified prospect. Do you send them an online video first, or do you meet with them and use a flip chart or iPad video? What do you like to use?
Yeah, for us, certainly an online event or an online recorded event we've built our whole business on that. I built a pretty successful business in the first 18 months without Zoom. Which I kind of laugh these days, and you don't certainly need it. But I think once we introduce the online event, and we can do events in our pajamas and have other people do it in the dark, then it took our business next level.
Do you have a favorite online, aside from Zoom, a favorite online resource like a Dropbox, Evernote, or Zoom, or a favorite app on your phone that you could recommend?
I really wanted to impress you with this, Simon, but got nothing. I'm not a tech guy. Facebook Messenger is about how technical I get. I'm sorry.
I love it, and you're crushing it. I love that. Because a lot of times people think, I got to know the latest apps and stuff to be successful, but you're crushing it with just Facebook Messenger. And what's one or two books, I know self-development is very important, one or two books that you could recommend to MLM Nation?
Look, a book that changed my life, I'll never forget reading it for the first time, is Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Is an amazing book. I just unconsciously I do that. It's about the with them. It's what's in it for people and help and serve them, and you get what you want. That's what this is about.
And here's the last question. You know it's coming. The $1 million question. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here's the $1 million question. Imagine you had to start all over again and you knew no one. So you didn't know Linda, you didn't know your wife Kira, didn't know any of your friends, but you had all your current knowledge, skills, and wisdom. What's the first thing you do or the first place you go to build an MLM business from scratch?
Yeah, for me, certainly, and I'll say this to anyone who's just getting started, get clear on what your outcome is, what you want to create from this. Find out how you create that in your business. It's so important. I think so many people they're digging for gold, but they don't know where the gold is. So I think it's important to get really clear on, how do you, where's the money in this business, or what do you want to create in this? What does that look like? I think so many people have got wishy-washy goals. So get really clear on that. That's certainly for me. And then this next step is just get out and talk to people. Find a way to engage and serve people. Find out where they're at. And I'll say it again, it's not about hunting. It's about helping and help people get what they want in their life and serve them. And we've all got products and services. We've all got this opportunity that can help and impact so many people. And you get focused on that. It's never, ever, ever can I be annoying because I'm serving and helping people.
As we wrap up, any last words of advice? And then what's the best way our listeners can connect with you?
Look, the best advice is go for it. Make a decision to say yes. Don't dip your toe in and go all out. Get laser focused on what you're out to achieve. Be out loud and proud about it. Build your belief around this industry. There's no doubt MLM Nation, it's something I've shared with our team forever, Simon. Just your work is incredible. And just to really understand what this profession has to offer and go for it. How to follow me? Well, I'm on Adam Westwick is my name on Facebook. And we do have a group, a page called the Freedom Lifestyle Movement. Is it that? I don't even know what it's called anymore. But if you look me up, I'm sure you'll be able to find my group. We have a page as well. And I love to connect. I love our profession. And hanging out with like-minded people is something that one of the things I love about this.
Hey, MLM Nation, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And today, you've been hanging with Adam Westwick. So keep up the momentum. Go to MLMNation.net and type in Adam, A-D-A-M, at the search bar. And all the show notes, the nuggets of wisdom, the links will be right there. In order to be successful in life and in network marketing, you must help others. So Adam, thanks again for sharing your valuable time with MLM Nation. We're grateful to you, and we appreciate you for having a positive impact on millions of distributors worldwide. Thank you so much again, and God bless you.
Thanks, Simon. Love your work, buddy.
Hey, awesome show, Adam. Hang on here. I'd like to talk to you for a second. Personally, let me just wrap up this Facebook live feed. Right. Hey, MLM Nation, awesome episode from Adam. Great stuff about co-markets. You will never run out of people to talk to again. This is an episode you want to go back and listen to a few times over and over again. And even great stuff, towards the end, he talked about having the end in mind. Anyway, it's time for you to take action. If you want to listen to this again, some of you asked the question. Yes, you can go play it back. Also share this if you like it. Thank you for watching, for listening. Thanks again, Adam. I'm Simon Chan. I'm loud and proud to be a part of this awesome profession called network marketing, be great leaders. And remember, we're in the profession to help others. So go out there and have a positive impact on someone's life today. God bless you all.